Hello and welcome to tonight's video where we're going to cover the rookies from 2023 in Season 13 across the four major regions. There are a few players not on this board and you're going to wonder why are they not on here, so let's go over it. They're a bunch of LCS players. So Balulu, Eminez, and Harry I've all considered to not be rookies due to their minor region pro level experience. In which case, even Balulu's 25 years old, played in Turkey for a long time. Eminez played in Oceania and Turkey, and Harry played in Oceania for quite a while and was Worlds. He might have even went to Worlds. So, with that in mind, those three are off the board. APA, a little tougher situation. He did not play half of Team Liquid's summer. Technically, Harry played the majority, 10 games. APA played 8. So with that in mind, APA is not on this list, even though he did play in the playoffs and Worlds. I think there's somebody else that it might be. Oh, Diplex didn't play even half of the regular season for Cloud9 Spring, so he's not on the board. I do understand that I put Poby on here, and Poby did not play half the split, but he also played 18 games, so that's a decent sample to go over. That's, concise. I know this is only LCK, where with APA, there is a significant amount of games that are from NACL, so I don't want those to poison the numbers. So we're going to go over these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. Harder and Pinz start us off. Both played as anyone's legend in spring and summer. So Harder at 20 years old had 30 games played, a 2.3 KDA, 8 CS per minute, 69.8 KP. These numbers are not great, but you're going to notice when we go over this that the majority of the players here that played the entire year were not that much better. And that's the case with the rookies. And I've been talking about it the last couple videos over this. We need perspective on young players. Age is important, and just compare them to other rookies and see how they do. Like, most of these teams sucked. And what do you expect the rookie to do? He's not, 1v9s really aren't a thing at the pro level for a rookie. 69.8 KP, 21.1 gold share, 492 damage per minute, 24.9% of the team's damage, and then 11 champions played. Now we directly compared to Pinz, who at 21 years old played 50 games, had a better KDA in CS with 2.8 and 8.4, gave up a little KP but had more gold, 22.3%, had a little more damage at 5.11, but damage share essentially the same, and 13 champions played in 50 games. So both rookies, leaving a little bit to be desired this past year for AL, and now they're going with Shanks in mid. Tangwan with RNG, a player that replaced Angel. I gave Tangwan a lot more grief than I probably should have. He's 19 years old on what we would consider to be on this board outside of T1. Probably the toughest spot to go into, replacing Xiaohu. 53 games played this year, had a 2.8 KDA, 8.3 CS per minute, 70 KP, showed improvement in summer versus spring, 21.5 gold share, 5.14 damage per minute, under 24% of damage, as breathed out quite a bit of damage for RNG, and 11 champions played. Dream for Ninja and Pajamas, so he played with Ninja and then Ultra Prime in summer, but did play the majority of the split for Nip in spring, so that's why he's on here, and Pout is not. And Pout also had played in Turkey, I believe, so that's what kind of took him off of this board. 32 games played at 21 years old, 2.4 KDA, 8.2 CS per minute, 65 KP. So not very involved, similar to players we haven't even gotten to, but CS is lacking. 21.7 gold share, 428 damage per minute. That is definitely, looking again, that is by far the lowest on the board. Very passive. And then 21.1 damage share. We're looking at a split where Nip had Invincible in top lane, probably out DPMing Dream, and then he played 12 champions. Ching, Ultra Prime, 21 years old, had 2 pentas this past spring. I felt like he probably shouldn't have been benched, but nevertheless he was. 28 games, a 1.8 KDA, 8.2 CS per minute. Those numbers aren't great. They frankly suck, but I thought at times he was all they really had. 56.7 KP, Very, very solo dolo for a mid laner. I mean, you don't see mid laners below 60% very often, especially with such low CS. So he's not getting resources when he's away from the fight. 21.9 gold share, 506 damage per minute. 26% of the damage for the team, though. We look at that. The KP is significantly lower than the other 4 players on the board in the LPL, but yet the share is larger. And played 8 champions. In Korea, we have Bulldog at 18 years old, definitely the best rookie mid this past year. Has a lot of promise, one of the youngest players in LOL Esports, and I hope next year he can take the next step, but sophomore slumps are a thing. 83 games, 2.2 KDA, 9 CS per minute, so found a way to get farm, did die for it. 64.3 KP, now that's the trade-off. That's what we want to see. If you're going to have low KP and not be involved, you need to be doing something. And getting farm is one of those things. 22.4 gold share, 581 damage per minute, 28.4% of the team's damage. He carried relative to the other mids on the board and relative to most mids. On average at 15 minutes, down 40 gold, 4 CS, 100 XP, had 12 solo kills and 22 champions played in the 83 games. Fiesta, 20 years old for Nongshim, played in 69 games, had a 2.2 KDA, 8.4 CS per minute, 63.5 KP. We saw him have some pressure from Call Me during the year, and he will have pressure this year over his job as well. Not great farm. We directly compare it to Bulldog. The farm doesn't match the KP, right? They have similar involvement, but not getting farm. 22.2 gold share, 543 damage per minute. Still 27.8% of the team's damage, so secondary carry. Down 120 gold, 3 CS, 75 XP, 14 solo kills, and 18 champions played. So something to think about too. These players actually stood their ground quite well in mid lane relative to LCK mids, right? Chovy, Showmaker, Faker, Zeka, BDD, Closer. Very good laning mid laners, and these guys stood their ground. They did not get gapped, and that's something to note. Poby, 17 years old, was thrusted into T1, and he clearly was not ready to replace Faker by any means yet. The monkeys thought that, he should have done better, and it was a damn shame. 18 games played, 1.6 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 64.5 KP. Are these numbers good? No. Is he 17 years old? Yes. 22.2 gold share, 479 damage per minute, 24.4% of damage. Down 195 gold, 7 CS, 145 XP, only 1 solo kill, and 6 champions played. And then lastly, we have Quid. 19 years old, Korean import coming to America. His English wasn't that great from what it looked like off the rip. Using Someday as a translator for him at times. And as a rookie, I thought he did pretty well. I'd argue he maybe was the second best rookie on this board. 20 games played, 2.7 KDA, 9.2 CS per minute, 75.4 KP. 3 out of every 4 kills, 100 Thieves, playing very passively, playing around Poby, playing around Doublelift, and their spikes, and that's evident in the gold share, 23.3%. That is a lot. That is what you want out of your mid laner because they are usually the secondary carry. So that was more true with this team than any other on the board. 32.4% of damage, 618 damage per minute. So he was the one dealing the damage on 100 Thieves. At 15 minutes, up 1 CS, 25 XP, down 140 gold. Had 4 solo kills and only 6 champions played in 20 games. So, like I said, I think he's the second most successful rookie on this board. I think you can make a case for APA being pretty good this past year. Eminez, if you really wanted to stretch it and get with minor region stats and say, those aren't significant. I think they are, but nevertheless, there are some good players on this board with bright futures. With the LPL, there are quite a few players, and there are 5 of them, and I don't know. Only one of them may have a job next year, so that's unfortunate for the other 4, but that is what it is. Who knows? We see other players popping up in summer. These sort of players are the ones we might see again, in 2024. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.